there's a lot of things about the paranormal community that I absolutely love, right? You've got fantastic YouTube channels, you've got very entertaining content creators, but then there's the dark side of the paranormal. And I'm not talking about channels that fake paranormal activity, because I think that's kind of by the by, it's all for entertainment. What I'm talking about are the paranormal channels that do ITC spirit box sessions and talk to paranormal events and, you know, the spirits of people that have passed away that are celebrities. And I'm not talking like, you know, they do a spirit box session at a graveyard, for example, and it comes through with some stuff. I'm talking about the people who will literally jump on a death the second that someone dies, a celebrity and high notable figure, and do a spirit box session about said person. I absolutely fucking despise it, because it is just vulgar. It is disgusting. And these people will leech off of the names of people who will be trending in that moment, because their names will of course be trending because they've just died, right? People will be searching them, and then these channels pop up and it's like, oh, what did so-and-so have to say when they died, for example. The worst for it was by far Huff Paranormal, right? Now, Huff Paranormal is well known for these kinds of videos. XXX Tentacion, you know, Robin Williams, for example, and stuff like this. But he's kind of calmed it down as of late, right? If we take a look at his content recently, you know, he's kind of chilled out on that front. Now, do I respect the guy? Absolutely not. Do I still think he's a massive bellend for what he did? 100%. But if we move forwards, we've also got Hope Paranormal, who is equally as bad, right? You've got Val Kilmer, who's recently passed, instantly spirit box session straight off the bat. Gene Hackman, straight off the bat. You've got Prince. I mean, he died years ago, but he's still using him. James L. Jones, right? That was the second he died. Liam Payne. And what's worse about this, right, is the fact that these people will speak to these celebrities and will create narratives in the midst of people mourning the loss of these people. They will say, for example, you know, in the Liam Payne spirit box session, drugged up or drunk or whatever, even though it wasn't even confirmed. Or I think what came up there was they were pushed. Liam Payne was the only person in his room, so they've created a narrative that someone murdered Liam Payne, even though it's just completely not factually correct whatsoever. And it completely interferes, and it's also leeching off the back of a mourning, like, you know, not just a fan base, but a mourning family, right? You've even got the case of Madeleine McCann, for example, right here. Now, Madeleine McCann has been missing, hasn't been confirmed to be dead, yet Hope Paranormal was able to talk to them through a spirit box. A little bit suspicious, but the worst, by far the worst for this, is Cody ITC. This person will just jump on anyone that's just died. The Pope, for example. Pope fucking Francis just took the time to speak to Cody ITC in his basement. Gene Hackman, Quincy Jones, Liam Payne as well. They all jumped on this. Like, James L. Jones, of course, the voice of Darth Vader. It's so XXX Tentacion, and they get hundreds of thousands of views in some sessions, some where they don't talk to as many notable people. Amy Winehouse, for Abraham Lincoln. It's actually laughable. Abraham Lincoln. But through a video from Mythos Paranormal, we've just discovered Selva the Explorer. Now, Selva the Explorer is equally as bad as some of these people. For example, XXX Tentacion, visiting XXX Tentacion's grave, you know, and stuff like this. Amy Winehouse, you can see that she's going down this route of, you know, disturbing content, and it's the content that works for her, right? But the worst one is Liam Payne's ghost caught on camera at his house. Now, obviously this was a two-part series. Based off of Mythos's video, he does a fantastic breakdown of this, right? Where, you know, he kind of talks about the situation. Now, if you want to see the full breakdown from Mythos, go over to his YouTube channel, and I recommend you go and check that video out, because it does it far better justice than, you know, what I can, but I'm just going to give you the kind of crux of it, because these ITC channels are beyond, like, destroying the what like people would deem as destroying the paranormal. This is just, you know, clickbaiting off of dead people or recently deceased people for views and personal financial gain, off the back of a grieving community of fans and grieving family, which is deeply disturbing. I mean, even the Madeleine McCann case, let's talk about that for a second, because Madeleine McCann was never confirmed to be dead. Let's not forget, like, this is like Exploring with Danny, when he went looking for Nicola Bulley and basically stated through a quote-unquote spirit box session from his phone that Nicola Bulley had passed away, even though she wasn't even confirmed to be dead by that point. And he ended up getting arrested for intervening with a police investigation. So, you know, you can see how messed up these people are. But obviously, straight off the get-go, Mythos, you know, talks about his skepticism of paranormal content around these kinds of people, but he has this quite significant critique of Selva the Explorer. So Mythos focuses on a channel called Selva the Explorer, specifically a video claiming to capture Liam Payne's ghost at his mansion, uploaded 2 months after his death on April 16th of 2024. And he obviously questions the authenticity and ethics of this, because obviously he passed away in Buenos Aires in Argentina, right? It was a disturbing passing because, of course, he was so young. You know, he had so much going for him. You know, his ex-wife Cheryl Cole, he had his girlfriend, he had his child. I can't remember what his kid's called. It's not the point really, but you know, it's people that like leech onto these famous people for views and clout after they pass away, and it's kind of, there's just no ethics to it. Now, obviously, there's ethical concerns, so Mythos in particular finds it disrespectful and exploitative to create content claiming to communicate with recently deceased celebrities like Liam Payne, Amy Winehouse, and others, especially so soon after their deaths. Some of these people, by the way, will upload videos within 24 hours of a celebrity's passing. Just putting that out there. Now, of course, there's doubts of access as well to the home. So Mythos questions how Selva got access to Liam Payne's mansion, suspecting that she may have posed as a potential buyer to try and film while secretly attempting to contact spirits. So if that is the case, obviously that is seriously concerning, because not only at that point have you got, like, you know, people trying to manipulate a situation for their own personal gain, but you're manipulating people who are, like, you know, to pose as a potential buyer just to go in and film a YouTube video and then fuck off again. Like, so you're not only wasting the time of the estate agent, but you're also wasting, like, yeah, well, not wasting, it's just unethical, whatever the word is, right? It's messed up to the 9th degree. So there's also spirit box manipulation. So Mythos does argue in his video that the spirit box, a device that scans radio frequencies, produces random noises that can be misinterpreted as spirit voices, and they claim that Selva adds text overlays to suggest specific phrases, for example, get out, I got pushed, that aren't audible, manipulating viewers to fit a narrative. Now, of course, you know, using the terms like I got pushed, for example, it was confirmed that Liam Payne was actually in the room on his own. People have been arrested in connection to Liam Payne's passing, but that's not down to them actually forcefully pushing him out of a window. That's because it was the general manager who basically didn't do their due diligence and duty of care, and it was also a friend of his who basically supplied him with the drugs that he was on when he passed. Obviously, those two people have been arrested in connection to his passing, but it doesn't mean that they haven't been found guilty yet. It's just an arrest. That's as far as my knowledge goes. That could be quite dated knowledge now, so please let me know down in the comments. But obviously, viewer reactions and comments on Selva's videos show that some viewers actually believe the claims that Selva's coming out with some even asserting that Liam Payne was pushed, while others question her access to the house and doubt the spirit's true identity. I mean, the thing is, right, is Liam Payne passes away. How is it that suddenly a celebrity passes away and within 24 hours the spirit is so keen to talk to these ITC YouTubers? Like Huff Paranormal, Hope Paranormal, Cody ITC, Selva. Like, surely that, like, if I was a ghost and I passed away and I became a ghost, the people I'd be going to visit are my family. trying to reassure them that I'm okay. I wouldn't be going to these YouTubers and being like, oh, pass this message on for me, will ya? Like, no. No. Fuck off. Pricks. A lot of them, man. They like, I never get wound up. Typically, that wound up. But this grinds my gears to the, like, nth degree. What do you guys think? Is it, I think it's completely unethical. I think YouTube as a platform need to crank down on this, but they never will, because obviously it's entertainment at the end of the day. But at whose expense, right? It's at the expense of the person that's passed away, the expense of the fan base of that person, and also the expense of the living family of the person that has also passed away. It's disturbing. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Where you're down there, jump scare the hell out of that like button and subscribe. And until next time, I'll speak to you later. Peace.